Breaking news. Russia's turning up the heat. Biggest attack since the war started. Kyiv under the heaviest shelling. Hey everyone, how are you? We're happy to have all of you here from all around the world. If you're new, welcome to the family. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So, Russia's revenge operation on Ukraine has already begun. This was the biggest air attack Russia has ever launched on Ukraine. An unusual series of strikes. Hundreds of drones, dozens of ballistic and cruise missiles launched either from Russian territory or the Black Sea. So far, Russia has attacked with around 400 or 402 drones or kamikaze planes of different types, and about 40 ballistic and cruise missiles on Ukraine. Last night was a completely lit-up night in the skies over Russia and Ukraine. What we want to know is exactly what happened last night. I'm your brother Mohammed Asim. Welcome to the channel. Peace be upon you all. Hope you're doing well. Honestly, I didn't want to come out today, but after the huge violent strike, I had to talk to you about what happened. Russia launched a massive attack last night, not just on Kyiv, but on several Ukrainian cities, including some places considered safe until now. This tells us a lot. Let's start with Kyiv. It took the biggest hit, both from drones and missiles. Some neighborhoods got heavily shelled. Solomyansky and Holosivsky districts got hit hard, though others like Dostoyevsky weren't affected. The biggest thermal power plant in Ukraine, Tetsar, got hit, along with 5 others and multiple power stations. Almost all electricity stations were targeted. Kyiv was basically in total blackout last night. Ukraine's air defense was working hard, shooting down drones and missiles. When the missiles or drones get shot down, debris falls on buildings and causes damage. Western and Ukrainian media have been focusing on civilian casualties. And of course, nobody wants civilians to die. But here's the thing. When Ukraine targets trains, which they still do, nobody talks about civilians, even though those trains aren't civilian ones. Many Western outlets stay quiet about that. But when Russians hit, suddenly it's all about civilian casualties. So, there's a double standard from the Western media. They barely mention that Ukraine also targets infrastructure, military bases, and energy supplies that support Russia's military. Instead, the focus is only on Russian strikes hitting civilians. Anyway, back to the facts. Sources say 4 people died in Kyiv, 3 civil defense workers, and about 20 injured. Kyiv's metro system was also badly affected, with many train stations shutting down. But Kyiv wasn't the only city hit. There's a town called Berlohi up north, usually very safe and almost never targeted. But for the first time, it was hit last night. Their air defenses activated and shot down some drones, but there were still casualties and damage. Ukraine claims there are no military sites there, but I don't believe that. Probably weapons or ammo were stored there secretly. Now, let's talk about Lviv, a very important city in western Ukraine. It's a central hub for moving military gear from the west. It has a key factory called Motor, the only one in Ukraine that maintains MiG-29 engines. That factory was hit and destroyed last night. Kharkiv was also hit hard with multiple attacks from bombs and strategic drones. Nearby cities like Sumy and Zolochiv faced heavy artillery barrages and airstrikes too. This was a coordinated, massive attack across many cities, around 400 drones and many missiles all at once. So, what does this mean? Is this the start of a bigger attack, or will Russia stop here? Honestly, this attack was bigger than previous ones, but not overwhelmingly so. Many analysts are wondering whether this is just a prelude to something much bigger or just a show of strength. Russia might be trying to drain Ukraine's air defenses and infrastructure so they can strike harder later when defenses are weaker. Or maybe this is it. Just a warning and scare tactic. The Kremlin said the military will decide when and where to strike next. But they didn't specify if this was a one-time attack or the start of a campaign. Trump said after his call with Putin that Russia must respond and the response won't be light. Medvedev, Russia's Security Council secretary, also hinted the response might be bigger. So far, the statements from Russia hint this might be just the beginning. The doors open for more major strikes. Russia seems to be draining energy sources, infrastructure, and air defenses. Striking cities in western Ukraine is meant to exhaust all air defense systems across the country. If drones and missiles keep getting intercepted, Ukraine's defense gets worn out. So, Russia's strategy is clear. Heavy, organized strikes to wear down defenses and intimidate Ukrainians. That leaves two possibilities. Either Russia is just warming up for bigger attacks, or they'll stop here. If Russia stops, it won't be enough to satisfy the Russian people or government, since even the previous Spider operation was huge. But Ukraine didn't stay quiet last night either. They hit Engels, a Russian city with an important oil refinery that fuels the Russian military. They also hit the Progress military factory in Bov, another key military production site. Ukraine also blew up a civilian train line near the border. No casualties, but it was an act of sabotage that Western media ignored. There were also Ukrainian drone strikes on Russian border areas last night. One more thing. The United States, despite the Trump-Musk drama, is reportedly upset with Zelenskyy for escalating the war even more. Some Western sources say Ukraine is pushing for more escalation. So putting it all together, attacks are intensifying on both sides, and Russia likely won't stay quiet for long. My simple opinion: we're in a new phase of the Russia-Ukraine war. Ukraine is daring Russia, and if Russia stops with these strikes, expect more Ukrainian strikes inside Russia. But if Russia considers these attacks as just the start, brace for an even bigger Russian response. That's my take on what happened last night. A very